Hi, I'm Ron with Hatching Time, and I'm going to show you how to build a one-layer, 22-inch chicken cage today. Alright, to start off, we're going to build one section at a time. So you can see here, these are the parts you're going to need. So you have your door, your front wall, the door will go into the wall, your bottom egg roller, your top piece, and then your back wall. So to start, you're going to see that you have your front door and your top piece, and you can see that these arrows will line up. Now to start, you're going to pick up the top and the front door, and I would recommend doing this on the ground. Now this unit's a little difficult to get the butterfly locks in, but you just have to push at the right angle. So you can see here, you're going to have it at an angle, and then you're going to push in. Now what you want to do is rock back and forth until you get it in, and then go down the line, pushing it like that. All right, now that you have the front door and the top piece, you're going to install the back wall. So now you can see here that these arrows will line up as well. So you see there's arrows here, and on the other side, you'll see them as well. And then something simple to note is the smaller openings will be on the top side. So that's good to know. Now we're going to attach the bottom egg roller. And this is how it will look. Now you're going to attach the front door. You go on the front here, and then push it to the back, and then while you're holding here, you pull that part forward so that the door goes on like that. And then you can use this green piece to lock it, and that's one section built. Now you're going to build two more identical to this model. All right, now that you have three sections built, we're going to assemble them together. Now you can see you have two middle walls and your two end walls. So first you're going to start with an end wall in one section, and we recommend doing this on the ground and using a mallet, and also make sure you're using a rubber mallet. So to get started, we're going to start with one section on the ground and one side wall. Now you want to make sure that the pegs line up. Now once everything's lined up, here's where we recommend the mallet. Go gentle around this area with the door, just enough to get the pegs through. Now we'll flip this over. We're going to attach a middle piece. Again, lining up all the pegs. Don't forget, you want to make sure these pegs go into the front door holes like that. Again, use your mallet for this step. Not to go too hard near the doors. Now we're going to build our next section. Again, you take a middle section like this. You take an end wall, and then again you start pushing it around the outside. And again, make sure you do this on carpet so you do not break the pegs on the other side. And then again, come in with your mallet. And you want to make sure the pegs are almost coming through to the other side. Now we're going to do the last section. This section will have the middle piece. Again, around the perimeter. You want to make sure the whole unit is very tight and secure. Again, take the mallet. Now we're going to assemble them together. So you can see here, this will come together, and you'll see that the pegs interlock, so they go every other when you're locking them in. Again, place it on its side, and now we're just lining up the pegs. Again, give it a little push down to lock it in before you use the mallet. And then you could start at one corner. Again, make sure these are lined up properly before you use the mallet. You want to make sure this is very tight before you put any of the aluminum rods in. Now take your last piece, to finish off the layer. Again, making sure all the holes line up properly. Then I like to start in the back. If you hold in the middle, it kind of gives it a little stability. Now just a quick pro tip, if you see any spacing for the unit here on the front, we recommend taking your pliers and just squeezing the little pieces together just to make the unit tight. Now we're going to install the side struts. So you can see here, you have 4 black side struts with 2 different holes on the bottom and 1 hole on the top. And then you have your 4 aluminum rods, your 8 mollies, 8 screws, and this is where we recommend a grip or vice grips, preferably one with a rubber inside, so you can really hold on to the aluminum rods in case they start shifting. And then we also recommend a power drill for this step. So to get started, you're going to start with 1 side strut, 1 molly, and 1 screw. And then you're going to take 1 aluminum rod, and you're going to place the aluminum rod into the molly, and you make sure that the side struts to the right of you. And then you're going to take your power drill now you want to make sure the screws in there tight. Now again, you're going to do the same thing on the bottom part. One, you're going to put it in the bottom hole, and then the other side strut you build is going to go in the top hole. So again, you take your aluminum rod, you put it into the molly, you put your screw on top, and here we're going to use a grip to show you. You would grip onto the aluminum rod, and then screw. Now you're you're going to build one more the same way, where you put the molly into the top. Get an aluminum rod in there. Make sure the molly is tight into the aluminum rod. You take your screw. I'll come in here again with my vice grips. Well, I'm using a rubber thing, but you can also use your vice grips. And again, and now for this one, you're going to place it on the top hole, like before. You take the screw, you take your grip, all right, now that you have the screws in there, you're going to install them into the unit. So you can see that there's the egg roller on the bottom. So this front wall is going to be taller than the back. So you take the aluminum rod that's longer and you place it into the front. And you can see here that there's holes designated for the rods. And don't forget to have the legs of the side struts facing down. Don't put it in upside down. Again, go back and forth from each side. Back and forth until the rod's all the way through. Now you might need to put your fingers on the inside here just to make sure it goes through the hole. Now you do the same thing on the back. Again, making sure that the pegs are facing downwards. Now that you have all the aluminum rods in, you're going to flip the cage over. Now you're going to be installing the other sides of the side struts. Now we're going to install the other side. Now you want to make sure that the aluminum rods are always coming through both side walls. If they're not, you're not going to be able to put the unit together correctly. So again, you do the same thing with the mollies, making sure that they go all the way through. And now what we recommend here is to use the grip on the inside, or you can use the vice grips from the other side, but you just want to make sure you have that aluminum rod held onto. Again, grip the rod. And then you're going to be doing the front. Now you can also come in with your rubber pliers. To hold on to the rod. And you could do the same thing coming from the inside of the cage. Now that that's locked in, you're going to do the same thing. drinking system. So you have your PVC pipe here, your 3 drinker cups, and then for this we recommend a flathead screwdriver and some hot water to get the drinker cups on. So to start, from the right, you're going to slide the PVC piping in. And you can put it to either height, depending on your bird's height. We're going to put it in the top one for now. And again, you'll be pushing this through each unit and the hangers above. So now, for the next step, we recommend putting it on the ground. So now we're going to heat up the plastic a little bit to make sure it can go around the PVC. And then once these are on, they will fit very tightly onto the white PVC piping. So you leave it here for about a couple seconds. Now we're going to come into the unit. And then we're simply going to snap it in. Again, heat up the next plastic. Now we're going to do the second cup. Again, once the plastic is hot, put it around the unit and push the lip under. Just like that. Now for the last one, again, you want to heat them up for roughly 10 to 20 seconds. Making sure the cup is over the drinker. Next, we're going to install the hosing. So you can see here, we're going to take one of the long hoses and attach it to the bottom, rocking back and forth. And this will create an airtight seal. Just like that. Next, we're going to install the wheels. So you can see here, there's going to be holes for the wheels. Simply twist them on. Now you can come in here with a wrench to make them even tighter. We recommend you do so. Now you want to put the ones with the locks onto the front. So it's preference at this point. We recommend putting them on the front in case you're moving it. It's a lot easier. All right, now you're going to take the one layer and place it onto the wheels. Making sure the side struts go into place. Now you're going to install the manure tray. Next you have your feeding trough. So you're going to see here that there are arrows on the green piece. You're going to face those towards the feeder, pushing it along the rim until this snaps in place. Next, you're going to install the top frame. So now you're going to install your water filter. Again, make sure it's facing down. And then depending on which hole you put the PVC piping into, you're going to want to measure that distance down. For this one, it's 3.5 at the top height. If you were to put it at the bottom, it would be 4.5. So now you want to cut the last piece of hose to a height of 3.5 inches. Now that you have it cut, you're going to place it on the water tank. And then onto the PVC. Again, twist back and forth until you get it on. Now you're going to take your end piece and put it to the bottom of the last hose. Again, rocking back and forth. It'll be tight until you get it in there. Again, rock back and forth. It will be pretty tight, but that'll create a nice seal at the end. And then you put the top of your water tank on, and there you have it. 1 layer 22-inch chicken cage built.